Warm welcome to GHOne News on this day, Tuesday, 27th May 2025. I am El-Nurein. Abaz, let's have a look at the headlines. And coming up this morning, Deputy Ranking Member of the Foreign Affairs Committee urges Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa to reverse his decision of closing down Ghana's embassy in the USA, as he describes the move as a step too far. Also coming up, Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council issues 1-week ultimatum to recalcitrant drivers and transport unions to adhere to 15% fare reduction or face penalties. Many thanks to you for choosing GHOne News. Now, the Deputy Ranking Member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Nana Ayu Asafo-Adjei, is calling on Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa to urgently reverse his decision to shut down Ghana's embassy in Washington, D.C. The MP says while he does not oppose the minister's broader reforms, completely closing down the embassy is a step too far. According to him, the embassy plays a crucial role in diplomacy, state correspondence, and national representation, and issues within one segment should not justify shutting down the entire mission.
My ranking, Honorable Samuel Okudzeto, and the members of the committee, particularly the minority, are not against any decision, any plan, any whatsoever measure the government or the minister stick or sought to do to praise the system. And what we vehemently, appall or condemn is the total closure of the embassy. No. Look, every embassy we have is an embodiment, the symbolism of the country in that respective or the host nation. The embassy represents Ghana.
Right.
There are a lot of things that happen in the embassy. There are trade practices in the embassy. There are a lot of trade correspondence. There are a lot of scholarship issues, diplomatic discussions that goes on in every embassy. So for you to close an entire embassy because one segment, passport or visa or an alleged fraud is happening there, and you shut down an entire embassy, not any embassy like the Washington embassy, that's the height of it.
The Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council has issued a 1-week ultimatum to GPRTU and transport operators to comply with the 15% reduction in transport fares as it threatens to sanction those found culpable. The reduction has sparked mixed reactions among various transport unions. The fare cut follows recent declines in fuel prices, with authorities expecting transport operators to reflect the change in their pricing. While some drivers have implemented the new fares, others continue to charge the old rates, citing high operational costs. We step out to see how passengers are faring.
We reduce it, but we are still feeling pains because when the price is up, it's not there now, because usually the price was 12 point something and they increase it like 3 times, and now they reduce it 3 times and they say we should reduce it, and the price are the same, so we can't get it correct.
Price need there. It's not about bottom. Transport Minister was CCA, GPRTU, or no CCA. A buy no so am why. If we say petrol, no petrol, Effie 13 point something. Welfare no sunny and nayaji no sa and a nayaji. Ekoya could do 15 point something. 15 point something na ekodu no nanka ye betul all fame. And almost ye nyabotre. Ye nyabotre na ye nyabotre na se nyabotre na se yanto all fame a na se mo reduce fuel ababedu 13 point something a send ye abesi na name ho a na se abesi na name ho no mde a ene ye ba ne sen and afide mo se yanto all fame so.
I'm expecting that there should be a reduction in the transport system, because we've seen a drastic reduction in the petrol or the fuel that it's coming to the system. So we are expecting all the transport systems to at least adapt to the reduction, so they help us in every aspect, in everything that we do.
Obi mo the same price on muji the dada na no ana mo da so jintin misro mo senti say dia yesi omunti su no mun ko so amunti su san because that the dada dey na omuji no meaning say the mekano omuma nyama el cost because yesi nyama mbra from.
To the courts now, as the High Court in Accra has ordered the Attorney General to file full disclosures by 2nd June in the case involving the former Director General of the National Signals Bureau, Kwabena Edu-Buahene, and 3 others who are facing charges over the alleged theft of 49 million cedis. The presiding judge made it clear that plea bargaining discussions can only begin once those disclosures are submitted. He ordered the Attorney General to file disclosures not later than 2nd June 2025. Prosecutors had asked for more time, explaining that a key investigator was unwell and unable to sign the necessary documents. Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Remsai told the court the investigator will be available by 30th May. The accused, Kwabena Edu-Buahene, Angela Ajay-Boatin, Mildred Donko, and a company, Advantage Solution Limited, are facing 11 charges, including stealing. All have pleaded not guilty and are currently on bail. The court also confirmed that Mildred Donko was granted bail at the last sitting on the same terms as her earlier police inquiry bail. The case has been adjourned to 11th June this year.
Now, there's nothing on the table for us to play bargain.
What do you make of the delay of the prosecution in filing the disclosures as of now?
I'm not too sure. Maybe the issue will be with the Attorney General. Let's give him the space to prosecute the case. And let's respect the fact that if an Attorney General wants an adjournment, then we shouldn't challenge it.
Also, it's curious that the judge would make the case of plea bargaining if neither the AG or prosecution or yourself.
Because it's a variable. It's a variable in the case management process. Yeah, it's a variable. So he's thinking elastic, but we've not made any overtures relating to plea bargaining.
Is it because you have not seen the volume of evidence against your client by way of prosecution or filing disclosure processes?
It's out of the way for one measure, and we keep saying that people do not understand, and I don't want to do a media trial. That this case has national security ramifications.
The last time we were in court, your client had been kept in bail because, on remand because of a separate case at the Ghana Water Limited. Have you so far been briefed? What is the issue with that?
Well, it's also gotten to do with Ghana Water Company Limited seeking help from national security to give them all the surveillance and mechanism so that we could police the sanctity of water in the realm. So that's another national security matter.
So nothing wrong by your client there?
Well, at the moment it's very innocent by the terms of the Constitution, and to prove it otherwise. But what is happening now, I'm afraid people don't understand. It's deeper than what is being presented.
From one arm of government to another, this time Parliament, as the House is set to resume today following a period of recess as lawmakers return to the chamber to continue legislative business. Speaker Alban Barbin announced that the second meeting of the first session of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic will officially commence on Tuesday, 27th May 2025, which is today. The notice was issued in accordance with Order 58 of the Standing Orders of Parliament, which requires the Speaker to formally notify members of Parliament about upcoming sittings. This meeting marks the restart of parliamentary activities, including debates on legislation, committee work, and discussions on key national issues. Now, the head of corporate affairs at the Ghana Water Limited, Stanley Mate, is calling for the development of new infrastructure to exploit the excess water annually spilled from the Wager Dam. According to him, the water shortages in Accra are not due to a lack of water, but rather the absence of adequate infrastructure to store and distribute it, necessitating the periodic spillage to protect the dam structure.
Now, the treatment plant is such that it can produce a certain volume of water in a day. Okay? That volume of water that it can produce in a day is not enough for the people. That the people are demanding more, but the infrastructure can produce up to a certain volume. Okay? It doesn't also mean that the raw water, which is the raw material, is unavailable. The raw material is available, but the infrastructure can only treat up to its maximum capacity or up to its limit. Okay, so why we are not getting water in Accra is not because of the raw water, but because of the infrastructure. You understand? So the excess water is not needed. We don't need it. We have enough water in the dam. We try to maintain the level at somewhere between 44 feet and 45 feet. At that level, we can have enough water to treat. Now, the moment you go beyond the 44, 45, we need to spill the excess water. Other than that, we compromise on the integrity of the dam. The dam is an essential property or essential infrastructure that we need to safeguard. Other than that, we will be hurt as a country if it has to collapse. And we can't afford to allow it to collapse. So what we will do is we safeguard the integrity of the dam. Now, if we are unable to do that and the dam is to collapse, the repercussions will be more serious or more terrible than if we have to spill. So it's important that we either spill the excess water to save the dam, other than allowing the water to all the water to come for it to flow it down or to break the dam for it to destroy lives and property.
The Mayor of Accra, Michael Pato Alute, has directed engineers to demolish the dilapidated Asha Hospital to make way for the construction of a new healthcare facility in Mamprobi. The move forms part of broader efforts to address infrastructural challenges affecting healthcare delivery in the community. He said he revealed these revelations during the commissioning of a new medical storage facility at the Mamprobi Polyclinic.
Ghana's health sector continues to grapple with major infrastructural challenges, particularly inadequate storage facilities for critical medical supplies such as vaccines and medications. These limitations hinder the efficient delivery of quality healthcare services. As part of efforts to address these issues, the Mayor of Accra, Michael Pato Alute, has commissioned a new medical storage facility at the Mamprobi Hospital. At the commissioning ceremony, Acting Greater Accra Regional Director of Health Services, Dr. Robert Amesia, highlighted the dire state of infrastructure at some health facilities, specifically pointing to the deteriorating condition of the Asha Hospital.
Even the engineers at AMA are aware that that building needs to be cooled down, but the facility doesn't have the financial muscle to pull down a storage structure. Evacuate the debris.
Now, the Member of Parliament for Takwa Nsuayim, Issa Salifu Taylor, is calling on the mining and corporate institutions to scale up investment in vocational training for young people to host communities. His appeal follows the graduation of 29 students who received intensive technical training through the Goldfields Ghana Apprenticeship Program. There's more in this report.
The Goldfields Apprenticeship Program is part of the company's broader commitment to community development. It is facilitated by the Learning and Development Unit under the People Function Division. The Member of Parliament for Takwa Nsuayim, Issa Salifu Taylor, has called on mining and corporate institutions to increase investment in vocational training for young people in host communities.
These graduates, they were unemployed. Today they've got unemployment, and this is a policy that should be seen done by most of the other companies. Facilities cannot be built when the youth are still not employed. So I am impressed, and I'm happy to say that I will champion this cause to Anglo Ashanti. I will champion the same cause to Ghana Manganese, and I make sure the youth in the various communities are given this kind of training, so that at least at the end of the day, if they don't work in the mine, they can have a skill, and they will support them with capital. Then they can set up their own companies and then work as well.
The operations manager of Damang Mines, Samson Arthur, who spoke on behalf of Managing Director of Goldfields Ghana Foundation, El-Nurein Sr., reaffirmed the company's dedication to equipping young people with employable skills and creating sustainable job opportunities.
Alongside skills that employers look for, such as technical knowledge and problem solving, experience of the working world develops essential life skills like communication and self-esteem, which are just as important in setting up young people for success. Mindful of the need to develop human capital and create sustainable livelihood opportunities in our host communities.
The Pro-Vice Chancellor of Takoradi Technical University, Professor Victor Bonji Maika, urged graduates to pursue entrepreneurship boldly rather than relying solely on formal employment opportunities.
As you stand at the threshold of a new chapter, I offer you the same advice I give all my graduating students. Do not simply wait for employment. Create it. You have been equipped with invaluable skills, determination, and vision. Use them not just to seek jobs, but to build opportunities for yourself and others. I encourage you to continue learning, innovating, and striving for excellence. The world is evolving rapidly, and staying adaptable will be key to your long-term success. To be prepared to keep learning. The most successful people aren't those who know everything, but those who are always willing to learn.
Out of the 29 graduates, 24 have already secured employment, demonstrating the program's effectiveness in bridging the skills gap and creating meaningful job prospects for youth in host communities.
This is all the news we have for you this morning. For more news, log on to starfm.com.gh. I am El-Nurein Abaz. Many thanks to you for tuning in.